You're listening to Entrepreneur Encounter, the podcast where soft skills meet real talk for creative business owners who are building with purpose. I'm Dana, a Pinterest marketing strategist and agency owner helping wedding pros and creative entrepreneurs get seen without burning out.
And I'm Sarah, a business and team strategist who helps small teams and podcasters communicate clearly, lead with empathy, and grow sustainably. Together, we're unpacking the messy, meaningful side of entrepreneurship, from boundaries to burnout, leadership to listening, so you can build a business that actually fits your life. All right, Dana, real talk here. How many times have you ever been in a meeting where halfway through you're like, this could have been an email?
A few times a week. Not so much anymore, but I'm usually the one that schedules the meetings, and then I show up and I'm like, yeah, we could have just emailed this and called it a day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, meetings are supposed to move things forward, not make us wish we had the hour back.
If you've ever sat through a meeting that felt like a ride you just couldn't get off, lots of motion, zero progress, then today's episode is 100% for you. Hey there, entrepreneurs. I'm so glad you're tuning in. Before we dive into today's episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode designed to help you lead smarter and not harder. Today, we're talking about a system that's changed the way we collaborate and manage our time inside this podcast. And it's called What the Heck is EOS? A complete guide for employees and companies running on EOS by Gino Wickman and Tom Bauer. Hopefully I did not butcher their names. If you've ever felt like meetings eat up your week but don't actually move the needle forward, this one's for you guys. I'll give you a quick overview of one of my favorite EOS tools, the Level 10 meeting or L10. And it's a simple, structured way to make meetings more intentional, productive, and actually worth your time. Then we're pulling back the curtain and letting you sit in on a behind-the-scenes look at our own L10 meeting for the podcast. This is going to be 100% unfiltered and fully in action. So grab your notebook or open up your favorite notes app and let's turn meeting overload into meaningful momentum.
Super excited about this. You know, I wish I had these type of meetings when I was working in office, in corporate. These would have made things so much easier.
These meetings genuinely helped me in a way, or like for the podcast, but as well as my own individual business, that I've implemented them on a personal level, where my husband and I have a leadership L10 meeting for the whole family once a week. And in the last couple of weeks, we've actually started implementing a more team meeting with the kids where they get to participate and like fully understand, like, here's everything we have going on this week. We now have a shared family goal and they got to pick the goal and all sorts of different fun stuff. So this book recommendation by someone at my co-working space was genuinely a life-changing situation. So let's dive in. I have it all pulled up. So the first part of the meeting is the segue where personal and professional check-in. So what's one win from this past week? Sarah, you can go first.
It is Thursday. This week has gone by so fast. And for those that don't know, I actually ended up getting a part-time job. And it's actually been working out in my favor and I actually enjoy it. So that's to me is a personal win because there's no shame in getting a part-time job as you're running your business. And I know a lot of people don't like that. They don't want to work for somebody else, but I'm pretty independent there. So I pretend they're my client.
Honestly, sometimes that's how it goes. For me, I'm going to actually include the last couple of weeks because it kind of happened after our last meeting. But I've had two really good masterclass workshops that I've led talking about Pinterest and how to repurpose your content. Really great feedback. I always get nervous because I don't know if anyone's going to care or they're going to have they're invested enough to ask questions. I love questions. And there was really good questions. Like no one stumped me, which was sometimes I like that. Sometimes I don't. But because that helps me create new content, if I'm like, oh, I never thought of that because that was just second nature to me. So that's a great blog post idea. But there was really great comments and questions. I booked a lot of follow-up calls and strategy calls from it. So that's my biggest win, is just really great PR for my business.
That's amazing. I'm happy for you.
Thanks. It was a long time coming. And then before we segue into it, our affirmed shared goal is simplifying this podcast while building sustainable visibility for both individual businesses. So next, we're going to review our performance metrics. So this is our scorecard review. This is where we quit. For those that are just tuning in or new to the L10, this is where we just review the numbers real quick. There's no emotions into it. Just, did we hit our target? Did we not hit our target? Tracking the data, because you cannot make sound decisions without knowing the data. So, Sarah, this is where you come in. Total downloads for the podcast.
Ooh, our audience gets to hear what our downloads are. This is so fun.
It's fun.
For our listeners out there, we do have like this all in a doc, so that every week we duplicate each document so that we have everything in place and all the notes that we need for each meeting, which is a great way to lay out a meeting. You need an agenda. So the last 7 days, we've had 12 downloads.
Okay. YouTube subscribers, I have us at 75, which is consistent with the whole month of October. Instagram followers were 191. Let me actually, then we'll start going up to the data. Discovery calls booked for you.
0, but I'm talking to somebody in the emails and I'll be sending a proposal. I don't know if that counts.
I say it counts. You're talking to someone about it. It's a discovery email at the very minimum. Website visits, because that's something that you like to track.
Let's see what that looks like. 7 days. 22?
That's an increase.
22 in 7 days. That's awesome.
I'm counting my discovery calls.
Okay. Look at you. Awesome.
We haven't had any email subscriber signups, but we haven't been marketing it, so that's to be expected. Listener reviews, have we had any new ones?
No.
Okay. I guess actually that's also a good thing. I got a 5-star review. Reminder, I got a 5-star review on my Pinterest services, and that was amazing.
That's awesome.
Okay. LinkedIn.
So on the LinkedIn newsletter, we have 134 subscribers.
Okay. So that remained the same. Our LinkedIn group members is up to 83. So we gained a new member.
I have not been able to figure out how to add people, like invite people.
Put that on the IDS. Let me go to our Pinterest analytics. We've had 3 outbound clicks, which is an increase. And I did not pin in the last week due to being sick. So that is still amazing. That's good. So this is where the numbers come in. Social media, engagements, and interactions. Views in the last 7 days is 866. Majority of that is non-followers. So our reach is expanding. Accounts reached is 347. And our interactions is 25. Which we've had some really good comments lately. If you haven't checked it out, y'all should go look, because they've been really interesting to see. Pin content. I had scheduled out 1 pin per day. So we had 7 pins in the last week. And you have done 5 reels and 2 carousels still, correct?
Yes.
Is that how it broke down? Did you do your blog post this week?
No, because we didn't record last week. So, and that's okay.
That's it. LinkedIn posts. I do 3 a week. On my end,
And I do 2.
so 5. We got our 5. Email newsletter, that did go out. I saw it.
Yes.
And your LinkedIn newsletter, it went out as well?
Yes.
Okay. All right, back to the meeting. Rock review. So our rocks run for 12 weeks, and rocks are our big goals for the quarter. And then each week we break them down. I'm actually going to move this over to a bigger page so I can see them. We have 3 rocks for Q4, and the first one is grow newsletter as a listener hub. Rock 2 is doubling on our Pinterest marketing, and Rock 3 doubling on YouTube marketing. Rock 1 to grow our newsletter as a listener hub. I would say we are on track. Pinterest marketing, we are off track because I was sick. And then doubling on YouTube marketing. That's one you're handling the most.
I've been working on that. We did make a change last week. So it's going to be a little bit before we kind of see that change because we added the end screen. The reason why we added that was in hopes to grow our YouTube channel. That might take some time. Although I did see an increase in watch time last week.
Okay.
So I think that's on track.
Perfect. Diving a little deeper, task-wise on these, looking over them of what's like scratched off and stuff, I think we're still on track with everything.
For those that are listening, when we go through our rocks and our goals, we create tasks that will help us move things forward. So right now we have all our tasks in our Google Doc. Everything is housed in one place. If you prefer somewhere else, as long as it's accessible to everybody that is in the meeting, and if you're doing the meeting with yourself, you can have it wherever you want it because it's for you, just as long as that you're able to track it and either have it, a due dates, making sure that's either like in process, in progress, completed, to do, or whatever, how you set up your tasks.
The next segment is the customer or listener headline. So this is something like major, almost like newsworthy that's going on inside the business. For me, I think as the engagement is getting better, like I woke up to the cool comments that I was like, what is this? What's going on? Like I had to deep dive. And so I think the better engagement and the higher quality of comments, like people are taking the time to listen to the reels and stories and provide feedback or engage. And so that's the headline that I have.
Yes, that's a great thing too.
To-dos, to-do list review. I started drafting lead magnet copy and episode tie-ins, which was very minimal. Everything is done for the 20-minute clarity map, and I'm halfway done with the client communication toolkit. And next up on my list is the relationship roadmap, followed by the 15-minute team health check. Most of these have like bits and pieces done, but I'm going through it with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that nothing is missed. And once that is done, we can really start growing our email list with these signups with the lead magnets. But altogether, we have 4 in progress all at the same time. It's going.
It's going.
Next on my to-do list is to prep and schedule pinned content for episodes 7, 8, and 9 and finish up the lead magnet project. So it will be a very busy 7 days of getting all of that done. But I don't want to go into November without those things.
Yeah. Again, like there's a lot of that stuff too that's in each episode folder as well.
What about yours?
I did record one clip yesterday and I put it on YouTube and it got some good views. So I'm just gonna keep trying to do that. Recording 1-off, 2-off clips that are not like tied to the episode itself. And creating YouTube playlists, yes, that is in progress. That's an ongoing thing because every time you upload, you want to make sure that they're added to the correct playlist.
Okay.
So that is some progress.
So to-do list is done. We have it mapped out and updated. Next is the IDS, where we identify a problem or pain point, discuss it as a team, and then come up with a solution. We try not to do more than 1 or 2 hurdles just for the sake of time, and then we conclude the meeting. So is there anything that, I know I just said put something on IDS. So what was that? What did I say to put
Oh,
on the IDS?
and I forgot to do that. Was to figure out how to add people to the group on LinkedIn. That's been my problem.
So I'm at as an admin, so it should still look the same, but if not, let me know. So when I'm in the group, right here at the top, I see the current members, and then I can invite more.
Oh,
Is
wow. Right there. It's right there. Invite connections.
So like my most recent connections are at the top. So I start by adding them, and then I work my way through, especially since I've been revamping my LinkedIn engagement individually. This makes it a little bit easier. It doesn't feel
Okay.
like a cold pitch, if that makes sense.
Got it. Yeah. I guess I just didn't see that.
Okay. I would say IDS wise, mine is just time management, but I have been sick for the last few days. So it's not much to discuss other than I'm back on track and will ground myself to get this stuff done and caught up because these are priority goals of ours. So we'll get back on track with reorganizing or prioritizing. Dana's desk, entrepreneur encounter tasks happen between 9 and 10. So that from 10 to 12, I'm working on deep client work. And then I circle back to Dana's desk and entrepreneur encounter between like 1 and 2 before I have to start picking up kids. And once I get back into that flow effective tomorrow, we should see significant progress on the to-do list.
We're making progress. I think we're doing pretty well. I mean, if we look at our numbers, and this is why that is really good to track the numbers, because a long time ago, I would have been like, what? Like, why would we track our numbers? But like, you have to kind of see where you're at, what your goals are. And as a business owner, if you have a team, if you're working by yourself, seeing these numbers is eye opening because then you can see, like, okay, I'm growing here. So we can go all in on that. For a while, yes, our numbers seem to be like flat lined, but it's going up. And I want everybody to know that it takes time. Having a podcast, doing these things, having a business, it takes time. And having somebody in your corner helps with the motivation, I believe.
I think it definitely has like that growing pains, like it's going to feel uncomfortable because so often we want to get off track of like making excuses, not necessarily to like get out of getting in trouble or not being held accountable, but just, oh, I
Mhm.
didn't get to do it. Or we want to blame someone else for our issues of why things didn't get done. But following this structure, one, it starts on a positive note because we're looking at celebrating something, whether it's small, big, personal, or professional. Bonus points if you can find 2 things, but then you're just going through the data. Well, our listeners, our viewers are down. Well, I didn't pin content. Duh. So we don't have traffic coming to the episode. So it would make sense. Did we repurpose Instagram content? Did we share it? Did we add the links in our stories? Or did we just share a story that talked about it and they couldn't even get to it to make it easy? Like, but we can see the correlation of, did we get all of our stuff done? If not, well, that's probably why our numbers are going down. And then we can just like look at deeper. Well, why didn't it get done? Is it a time management thing? Is it a workflow thing? Is it a process thing? Is it, I was just out because I was sick? Well, there's not much we can do about that except boost up my immune system. So now we're back on track. And if there are it's still hurdles and issues, then we can take take the emotional blame game out of it and say, what do we need to fix? What processes, what communication, what conflict resolution needs to be put in place so that we can get this going. Hopefully those that are tuning in found this extremely helpful. I know we kind of rushed through it, but we didn't have a lot of things to identify and discuss because I was out sick. So half of it was just at a standstill. But thankfully we worked ahead previous weeks, so our goals are still on track. So if you're ready to make your meetings actually mean something, start with clarity, end with accountability, and then strengthen those soft skills in between. And that's something that Sarah and I would love to help you with and create a simple system to amplify your impact, whether that's through sustainable podcast management or Pinterest marketing that keeps your business visible, even if you're logged off because you are sick or have sick children or life is just in the way. You'll find all of these resources and links that we mentioned in today's show notes, including the EOS book we referenced if you want to dive deeper into that system. Thanks again for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
Until next time.
Thanks for spending time with us today. If something in this episode gave you a fresh perspective, share it with a friend or send us a DM. We love hearing how these conversations land with you.
And if you're curious about how soft skills can support your next season of growth, we each have more resources to share.
You can find Dana on Instagram at danas.desk.nc for Pinterest strategy and intentional marketing.
And Sarah at Your Rembert for team development, business leadership, and podcast support.
Until next time, keep leading with purpose
and growing with intention.